They're so cute. You guys, I had no idea that this is what the potpourri was going to look like. Look at them. They are teeny tiny little bushes. I cannot believe how absolutely adorable they are. Oh, that's right. We have one over here in the little coffee tin. Oh, you're so cute and adorable. Oh, wow. I think these are actually, oh my goodness. I think they really are. I think these are actually the very first bushes that we have had in our sprawling, beautiful garden here in Garden Inn. Oh, we'll have to flip through the herbarium really quickly and just double check, but I'm pretty sure that none of the other plants that we have had, I mean, you could argue the green hut. uh, Okay, come on. That's more like a stump with some really adorable palm fronds. And the royal flowers are bushy, but I'm pretty sure if we are looking for just a straight up chunk of big pile of greenery, kind of like if someone just upended a salad in place, that this is the very first time that we have gotten to see and discover these adorable little plants. I cannot wait for them to hurry up and finish growing. I thought I had been taking care of them enough that by now, when we came back to our adventures, we'd be able to go ahead and see what they looked like. But apparently, I have a little bit further to go. That's fine, that's fine. I've noticed that some of my plants tend to stay really small for much, much longer than I anticipated. But I'm sure if we show up one little step at a time and we give them a little bit of a pat and we go ahead and instead of worrying about, oh, why aren't they done growing yet? We just focus on going through the steps that take us just a teensy bit further. That we're gonna have that beautiful garden in no time. And yes, that was a metaphor for life to keep me calm and focused. And also maybe as a metaphor for life, I need to accept when sometimes just perhaps the seed is not going to grow. Because at this point, I'm really worried about this dripping forest and this dawn lotus. Like, they have not budged for what feels like forever. But yes, welcome back, my friends. So today is a very special day because it happens to be Chips and I's 3-year anniversary. And speaking of flowers and discoveries, we just had another beautiful delivery from a local florist that we stumbled on when we went to the low waste shop that is near our home. Yeah, we actually live in such a I don't know what to even say, like millennialist. Like we live in an area that has not only beautiful parks, not only greenways and places where you could technically ride a bike if you wanted to ride next to a busy street. But we also live within walking distance of a low waste store. So zero to low waste, so you can go and get your really fancy soap in jars that you can bring yourself. They have a little jar recycling thing. And it's really a very cute place focused on trying to work a lot with the local economy and local growers, creators, local coffee shops, all of those little things. And they had a flower pop-up shop back in Valentine's. And you can bet that I was there as soon as I heard about it. And that's where we met a lovely lady named Meg. And you can see many of the bouquets of flowers that have actually showed up over the last couple months as we had Valentine's and then my birthday. And then we had our anniversary today. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful that my beloved husband Chips is actually in the other room right now using Kaleidoscope, our camera, the beautiful camera that he got to celebrate our 10,000 videos we made on YouTube. And yeah, he's taking some really great pictures with it, and I hopefully will be able to show you guys how gorgeous this bouquet of blossoms. That was a complete and amazing surprise for me. And like Chips sneakily planned that all on his own, which I love him so much for. How it looks, hopefully I'll be able to get some really pretty pictures and put them up because they're from a lot of local flower farms. And also it was just amazing. I know this sounds really silly, but when I was handed this beautiful bouquet of flowers, one of my first thoughts was how thrilling it was that I got to see something beautiful and pretty and fun and delightful that I had no input on creating, and I just got to celebrate how fun and gorgeous this big bouquet of blossoms with Flying Dutchman's pants and ranunculus and all sorts of just stunning plants that you normally don't see, heirloom snapdragons, things that you normally do not see in a bouquet. Oh, just put in together. And it made me think about our adventures. And I know that seems kind of silly, but I realized, oh, that's, for me, the fun of creating the stories. And part of the element of where I want to go from here. We're going to be 11 years on the channel this year, and I want to go for easily 11 more. And I do have a dream of just, you know, like, even though I talked last episode about not having arbitrary goals, I don't think this is an arbitrary one. It's just kind of a vague guideline that if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm curious, to be honest, what would it be like if we went to 25,000 videos? How much would my life change? What would I learn? What kind of adventures would I discover? Okay, it's not such an arbitrary goal if I have all of those thoughts about it. But I just wanted to reassure you guys that I didn't just pick that number out of, I kind of picked that number out of thin air, but not in a way to pressure myself. In a way that just created a lens to have a context for my curiosity. And yeah, my curiosity is actually pretty strong about that, because it's like, what would it be like? We've already had thousands of adventures together. I don't know how many surprises in our stories I have been able to offer you up as like story bouquets over and over again. And I would love to have thousands more. And instead of building a big to-do list like I did for the first 10,000, to kind of like chase myself down like it was a stick to just like smack, 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 get to work, Seri, smack, smack. I'm not going to do that anymore. But instead, I'm going to see what I can do to dig through the dozens of, I literally, today I got 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages in front of me right now that I wrote down all of the series, the games and series we currently have open on the channel. So things that technically are supposed to be going out all the time. Things that I recently got keys or access to from very kind developers, things that I like just want to play, things that have new updates, things that just have always caught my heart or my eye and I want to dive back into. And I realized as I wrote this out that I needed a garden-in episode to sort my thoughts, because there's a lot. I only wrote down the name of the series or the name of the game, and there's 5 pages just with the names. And it made me really reflect on, whoa, a couple things. Actually 3 things. To be honest, the first one was a little bit of panic because my first thought was, oh my goodness, how am I ever going to do any of this? And it was kind of followed by a little bit of a panic of, and look at how many series I have meant to start. Look at how many series I have meant to keep going, and I haven't. And I'll let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. That's one of the harder parts of the last few months of learning that I actually do have ADHD, is learning that, okay, I mean, in a way, it helps to know I'm not just lazy. It helps to know I'm not disorganized. I'm actually really, really organized. It's just the thing is I'm kind of organizing like 1.5 million things, I think, at once. And that just kind of overwhelms you. So I wouldn't say I'm disorganized because it's organized. There's just a lot. And I would say instead that it's difficult for me to keep my focus, not because I don't like something, but because I love everything. But that's one of the reasons it's taken me so long to really kind of get going again on really having our cascades of adventures like we used to. In the past, it was much, much easier. even if it is a little unfortunate that it was this way, to go ahead and kind of like chase myself down with a stick and be like, "Grr, rawr, go Seri." Like that, you can make yourself get stuff done that way. But I mean, okay, I don't know if I actually put up the last episode of the Garden in Ramble that I did, but if I did or didn't, the summary was basically reality and happiness. The happiness, contentment, the emotions we really want to feel in life, they're not guaranteed prizes at the end of a to-do list. They could be under circumstances, but at the end of the day, the life we live and the life we have, the reality we will always be present with, no matter any of our other circumstances, are our emotions and how we feel. So I do not want to just make a to-do list to return to our adventures and our stories, but I do want to make thousands more. So I've been trying to think of a fun way to be able to make all of those things possible and make all of those things happen. And how to do it in a way where we actually, I don't have this feeling that I don't want my reality to have of being sad and disappointed that what I intended to do didn't happen. So I'm gonna have to accept that I can't have, let's see, I'm actually going to count while we stare at these adorable plants for just a second, just to give you guys some insight into what it's like behind the scenes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. There's over 65. There's over 65 different games written down, and that's not even everything. That's not even everything. So I can see how I got overwhelmed and ended up tangling myself in my own excitement. Just like I was saying, like a kitten in a ball of yarn, I can get so overexcited I get myself in tangles. And recently I actually learned that that's, again, not a me thing. It really is actually like an ADHD thing, is the thing that's kind of, you can be excited about so many things, and the thing that sucks, and the thing that I'm going to try to not say sucks, but actually use to my advantage, is that one of the most powerful things that will keep you going is your emotions. That's how the neurochemistry works of the brain, especially for me. And so I'm now going to try using good emotions. I realized I got so much done in the past because I used those hard emotions, and they motivated because, as you guys have probably heard, negative emotions tend to stand out more than positive ones. But now I'm going to see if I can use the positive emotions to keep me on track with little goals that just help to hone my focus and give me momentum by pursuing the positive emotions inside of one of our stories, and just encouraging myself to really stick to focusing on the positive emotions, not stick to it because I have to or else, but stick to it because I want to, because I'm going to celebrate over and over and over again what I love about one of the adventures we're chasing down. And when I thought about that, I realized, oh heck, I think that actually might make it more fun and more like a happiness bouquet for everyone else too. Because, yeah, I told you guys a bit ago, reality is kind of, you're always going to be with how you feel. Like, unless something really, really different happens to your brain or neurochemistry, your reality, the one thing that's going to be consistent is that you have emotions and that you feel something. And so I want to share like my happy things with you so that you guys can hopefully feel that too. And also because I that's the world I want to live in. And I'm going to try to put that together then. That desire to be able to watch my life's work add up like little mosaic pieces, one adventure at a time, so that I can get to wherever I end up going that feels whole and complete along the way. And the journey along the way, I'm going to try to build out of being able to really celebrate and hone in on the things that feel fantastic. And what I mean by that is curiosity, actually. So one of the things that often happened in the past with the series and why they would be picked up and dropped down is that I was chasing myself around and around and around with really heavy emotions of you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to get that video out. And eventually you can get a lot done with those kinds of intense emotions, but then you just kind of flop over and you can't do anything, and then when you finally can get back up because you're no longer so burned out, you feel like you have to start somewhere new. And I don't want to do that anymore. So that's what would happen is I would be too scared. In fact, that's actually what would happen entirely because I would be loving a series. I'd be really enjoying it. Oh, but what if the views started going down? Ah, oh my goodness. And then this new negative emotion would come to kick me out of whatever series I was playing because it would say, you're going to starve to death. Your channel is going to die. And so the reason we dropped so many series in the past is because that was what was in control. Often was that fear. And now the reason that I'm really motivated and optimistic is because I'm going to really try to immerse myself in completing. Oh, yay, girl. Oh, little one, you're so cute. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see the potpourri get fully grown. It's adorable. It's a little celebration plant. Oh my gosh. It kind of looks like a little jelly bean plant. That'd be so cute. Oh my goodness, a little jelly bean plant growing jelly beans. Our artist Alari is actually trying to work on some custom things for Minecraft for the future, and I might have to tell her we need a jelly bean bush now. But yeah, I'm gonna try to just immerse in what is charming and fun about whatever story we're working on, and stick to it until I follow kind of a curious thought all the way through. That's kind of what I'm gonna start calling it, is following the curious seed to a discovery point. And what I mean by that is we have a lot of series that are super open-ended, like zoo crafting. There is no storyline. I make it up as we go. There is no obvious place to look forward to that I can point at and go, okay, we should go ahead and we should like keep recording episodes until we get to that point. Because it's just like Sims too, where it's just always a never-ending story. But what I'm gonna start trying to do now is actually making curiosity seeds that I really celebrate. So it may be just one tiny element out of the entire gigantic world of what the story has potential for. But I might really encourage myself with positive emotions to get so excited that I just cannot stand it. And I stay focused on that series to the end point. For instance, or not the end point, but like to the discovery point. So we at least know what the answer to that curiosity seed is. For instance, what would Jean and Fern's children look like in our Sims 4 Green Family Legacy? How many puppies are going to be born total in Generation 6 of our Wolf Quest adventures? What does the potpourri seed look like fully grown? And I think that if I swap out really hardcore to-do list, not only in these games, but also in other things of my life, like the fact I want to start doing more rowing on the rowing machine, or the fact that I want to start creating more tiny birds out of clay crafts. I think if I instead stop treating it like something to check off of a to-do list and instead start treating it like going on an adventure, even if just to chase down that one tiny curious thought until I can discover what that curiosity seed turns into, that we're gonna end up doing a lot more. And I'm gonna end up going so much further while building my life and reality out of those happy, vibrant emotions that I want for myself and for everyone else who comes in and is here with us. So I don't know if that's going to make any sense. Kind of like I said last episode, I don't know if any of my rambles make any sense to anyone else. But it helps me to kind of work my way through it. And to be honest, I wish I had done that more in all of my life. Instead of treating things like a to-do list, kind of having a shadow to-do list, maybe, just to remember like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do the thing. But to use the motivation, the place the motivation and the emotions come from, encouraging them to be whatever feels really right for me. Like right now, I'm really curious to see who is going to have the first litter of kittens in Salt Clan. I want to know, like, what would, like, one of our wobble dogs look like if I fed it nothing but pumpkins for, like, its entire life? What would the saga of the Golden Lily be in Wilder Myth, and how could it change? Like, there's everything that I could do in my life. I think I could find a curiosity seed that could bring me back to it again and again and give me motivation built out of curiosity or just love, like the fact I just love zoo crafting and I'm like, let's feed Lily and Tate today. I think that that will be able to pull me back in, and I think it'll finally help me make the life I want come true, which is cascades of stories to share with all of you. So what you guys might start seeing, that's what this entire ramble is about, is trying to kind of give you guys a fun little sneak peek heads up, is that I'm going to try harder to celebrate that kind of immersive stuff. Those tiny little details that just, they're what motivate me because they give me some sort of something. And you might see a post, you might see me referring to like, oh, we have to like see how this wobble dog turns out as an adult because they're our curiosity seed of the moment. And then you can know, like, oh, this is what's motivating Seri to, like, remember out of literally countless stories she could tell that we're pursuing this one right now. And I think it'll also help me have a sense of, like, an arc of what we're doing and endless stories that will give me room to breathe, to celebrate what we're doing, to get some stuff done, but also room to breathe because once we complete the arc, I can look around myself and ask, all right, where is the next adventure? Is it going to be here? Or has something else come along since then that I want to try that's new? Once again, oh my goodness, I don't think I made any sense for most people out there, but I did my best. And like I said, my curiosity seed that I'm going to write down, I'm going to take pictures, I'm going to, like, I'll take a little screenshot of our adorable little potpourri plant here. And I'm going to look at my curiosity seeds every day visually, because one of the strongest things that affects our creativity is our visual cortex in our brain. So that sounds really random, but it's true. One of the things that sparks our emotions the most, one of the things that gets our attention the most, one of the things that makes our curiosity and our mental processes that start puzzling things apart the most are looking at physical, like, pictures, like with our eyes, looking at physical objects, looking basically with our eyeballs. So I'm gonna start like having pictures of cute wolf pups to stare at if I want to motivate myself to remember, oh yeah, how many puppies are going to be born? And I'm going to ask myself that specific kind of question. Not, I guess if you didn't live my life, this doesn't make sense, but it used to be, okay, I need to record 12 WolfQuest episodes this month. And that's so soulless. Of course I never felt motivation. Of course it just felt overwhelming and like I was kind of going through the motions to get started, even if I did have a great time once I got going. But still, that means I built a lot of my day around stressed emotions of trying not to procrastinate to get something started. When instead, if I thought, oh my goodness, how many puppies are going to be born in Generation 6, and saw a lot of pictures of wolves and maybe even played some WolfQuest music in the background, or went ahead and like looked at a lot of our WolfQuest fan art, I think that those are the ways that we can really motivate ourselves instead of just smacking ourselves in the face with a to-do list and saying, get to it. All right, I'll stop rambling because I actually do have some other stories that I want to go ahead and find my little curiosity seeds on. But I just wanted to say that because I'm gearing up and getting started, and yes, maybe it's because I married a philosopher, maybe just because it's me. I basically have to write the meaning of life over and over again before I really take off on projects. But after having been someone who I feel set a little bit too much of an example for many years, many years, on pushing myself way too hard, it does feel good and balanced and right to go ahead and talk with all of you just a bit and be able to encourage, if anyone finds this. Oh, I love these high leaves. I mean, encourage in case anyone does find any of this rambling useful. Trying a different way of doing things. Not grinding, not to-do list, not setting my expectations so high or being proud because I pushed myself so far that my voice was hurting from talking so much. But finding motivation so that as you're doing the thing, you're happy not because it is being checked off of a to-do list, but because there's some element in it that motivates you purely for its own self. I think that that would be really important and really beautiful. Also, we have a lot of new plants, by the way. So I will leave you guys with some... Oh no! Okay, light nest. Oh, they need to go in a different thing. Look, all our little confetti plants. Oh, see, I'm gonna write down that curiosity seed. What are they gonna look like fully grown? We might find out. We might find out very soon. Same with the silver serenades. What do they look like fully grown? They still look like something I could make you guys tea with. Oh, look how cute they are. I'm in love. I love how there's been new plants. I really want to see tons and tons of them. But all right, have we seen the heartbeat yet? I don't think so. Do I really want to peek? I kind of, okay. So Rusty Garland, Light Nest, Heartbeat. We have not. And we have not seen the Rusty Garland or the Red Nebula. Or the Light Nest. So this is gonna be fun. Now, again, curiosity point. Rather than staring at a to-do list and being like, grr, go, rawr. All right, let's put a couple of heartbeats down. Then I need to actually change out the type of pond water now so that we have some clear water instead. Oh my goodness. And we're going to put in these Light Nest. Oh, wow. And then finally, the Rusty Garland, which actually needs the pond water, which is really cute. So let's go ahead and put that in too. And look at that. Now, next time I think about telling stories here, I'm going to be thinking about what do cute, adorable potpourri plants that make me think of jelly bean bushes look like when they're fully grown? What can you crossbreed them with? And what are all these beautiful water plants going to look like once they're done flourishing? Discovery seeds. Or I should say curiosity seeds that are much more fun to work towards to their discovery point than just like throwing a to-do list in my face and saying, all right, 4 gardening episodes, go. Yeah, so anyway, enough rambling. You guys got the gist of it. If you start seeing me talk or post or create instances inside of our stories where I refer to like a specific goal we have, it's not because of like I'm trying to just make goals to be arbitrary. It's because it's something that's exciting to me and that I think that it creates beautiful motivation. It's all right. Enough of my rambling actually, because now I'm really excited. I want to go and find something else that just fills me with so much excitement. I just can't take it anymore. And we have to go ahead and we have to tell more adventures and stories. Something tells me it's going to be in Salt Clan since that Warrior Cats update came out too. All right, I'm going to shuffle away the 65, pardon me, with some asterisks for additional notes of series that we may or may not get started on. And I'm going to try to find that way that I can loop us into one long enough to answer some discovery questions. If not, keep it going ad infinitum, because I don't think that's feasible if we're going to get so many different series explored. And I will see you guys next time. And hopefully have just some fun things to report on, like, hey, this is something I'm working on and I'm having a great time. And I hope you can find something inside of whatever you're trying to pursue that you can realize, oh, I'm motivated for this great emotion it gets to build in my life. Not just because I feel like I have to do the thing. One of these days, I'll make sense. But until then, well, thanks for joining me on the ramble. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.